Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? So, once again, we're here to bring more information. All right, so who or what are the Elohim? Benachach Elohim. The Elohim, according to the Bible, were divine beings created by God. And some argue that they were the first beings of intelligence who ran around the universe before angels were created. Now, the Elohim, by all the information I was ever read or came across, were metaphysical beings. They were made out of energy, which I mean, I guess we all are. But what I mean is that they were able to take different forms. They could possess animals. They could read minds. They were immortal. They eventually procreated by one of them as an energy being intertwining with another one, which was their form of sex, and sharing a piece of each other's energy to create a new Elohim that was conscious and made and created from the energies of both. They are often referred to as the Watchers because they were supposed to watch over humanity and not intervene. They were also known as the Shining Ones because they were illuminated beings. So almost every culture around the world speaks about these type of beings in one way, shape, form, or another. There's cave depictions of them. So what about the angels? As far as I've been able to come up with, the angels were around right after the Elohim. The Elohim were created first, and then these angels, and then the different levels of Elohim, different levels of angels, and the cherubim, seraphim, and all that other stuff. By human comparison, it would have come along that way. As far as energetically, they might have all been made at the same time, and we got the information that that's how it happened. I don't know. Wasn't there. Or was I? The Elohim were sent here to watch over mankind, just to watch and help guide them spiritually. A number of them, if you read the book of Enoch, decided that they were going to, well, even the word Benaha Elohim, meaning the sons of God, came down and found the mortal women of earth beautiful and took them as wives. Now, some say these were the heroes of old, and some say they were the great serpents, whatnot, which is probably accurate. Some also say these were the first gods of Atlantis, the first gods of Egypt, these beings, these Elohim. Angels cannot come down and have sex with women. They don't have the parts. They could technically impregnate a woman with energy, but they're not given, from what I've been able to read and understand, they're not given that ability. They're not given that instruction. It'd be like throwing a ball at somebody and saying, hey, get pregnant. They just don't have that ability. It was not given to them. The Elohim, on the other hand, were given that ability. And a number of them decided, hey, let's become like these people. Let's go down there and let's show them a good time. Let's do some stuff. And from what I've been able to read, that's one of the reasons why Lucifer, who's also called the Morning Star, he was actually an Elohim, which I believe in there they call him, they removed a lot of the words and things in the Bible. So is this 100% fact? I can't say because they've changed the words in the Bible a lot. But from what I've been able to read, him and a lot of the other ones were actually Elohim. Now the word El means God. Which is why, like the name Micah El, ends in El, and it means basically messenger or the heroic being of God. So all of them were given a God reference. And if you want to call some of these angels, they were angels. It's more or less like each one has a duty or a task. In the great chamber, vertical cylinder throne room, if you want to call it that, there's a number of angels in there that all they do all day is sing to God, and they sing God's name. That's all they're capable of doing. That's all they're able to do. That was their purpose. That's their job. That's their sole purpose for being in existence. So other angels had certain jobs, and these Elohim had certain jobs. Eventually, the good ones fought the bad ones. And at some point in time, a decision was made, I believe, by their leader to pull all of them from Earth. And so that's apparently what happened. Now, in reading these books and in speaking with actual people, it has been said that some of the spirits or Elohim being have reincarnated on Earth and are living mortal lives. That's also to be said about the star children, the indigo children, and there's other ones out there who have come to Earth and either have special abilities or special mind abilities, psychic, telekinesis, deep empathy, things of that nature. These things have been proven. There's a camera, I can't think of the name, starts with a K. Anyway, sorry. That like Carillion or something like that, where they've taken pictures of these newborn children, and they have a bluish green aura around them. That's where they get the name indigo children from, or star children, or the seed children. So the question is are you one of them, or one of us? So apparently these beings have displayed heightened intelligence. Most of them have an empathy to help people, or they're completely put off by people. They seem to be connected with animals. Children have a tendency to gravitate towards them. They're often called old souls. But these people do walk amongst us, and they are supposed to be, I guess, how should I say this? They tend to be drawn to others of their kind, others of their type. There are gifted human souls where these people aren't the souls of the Elohim or indigo or seed or star or whatever else, but their energy has matured to a level where it's vibrating. Its resonance attracts other people who are along the same density, I guess, which is an interesting thing. When I was reading these things, the book about the Elohim, and I don't have the author's name in front of me, he spoke about that the Elohim said, let us go down there and not vibrate, but I guess become dense, which is interesting because that would then mean that they were in an energetic state and they became matter, or they became into a solid state. And what's interesting about that is if someone ever calls you, hey, are you dense? Isn't that kind of an interesting thing to say to somebody? Like, you've become thick-headed. It's now used as almost like a derogatory term. So these divine beings decided to become dense, and they came down, and a lot of them lived amongst the human beings at that point in time in the city of Atlantis, Lemuria, helping them and educating them. So when people are saying that the aliens were the ones who built these things, no, it was probably these Elohim, and there probably were aliens around at that time too, working with mankind and giving them knowledge and whatever else, just like the Bible said. They came down here and let us create mankind in our image. If you look at the original Bible, that's what it says. It didn't say God said. So my theory is that God made these beings, and they were made out of his energy to express themselves, himself, itself. They then, with his energy and being and blessing, which is still him, it's like taking a handful of water and throwing it in the air. It's still water. might be a different form, but it's still like if you take ocean water and you throw it in the air and it becomes ocean water in the air, it's still ocean water. So God still yet created mankind, but these beings then decided, or God made the Elohim. The Elohim then made humans, or they co-created. I think that's the word you would want to say. Let us go down there and create mankind in our image. Okay. In the original Hebrew writings, it says Elohim on there, which is plural, means more than one. And now if you notice the word Elohim, L's in front, signifying greater importance of God in the front of it, and then Ohim. Whereas the word Michael is Micah El, okay, which angel, the words Anj El or angel, meaning messenger of God, servant, Michael of God, and then now you've got Elohim, God, and then of the Ohim, Elohim. So these beings, just so you understand, how it kind of works to differentiate, I guess, between some of it. So anyway, so these beings came down here. Some ran amok and did bad things. Some did good. But when they became dense, I guess, according to the book, a lot of them didn't know how to become undense. It's not a word, but they didn't. They lost the ability or the memory on how to become an enlightened being, or to vibrate back to that higher frequency, that higher state of existence. And so it is said that some of them actually became demons or evil spirits, things of that nature, which has troubled mankind. Also, a side story to that, apparently during that time, the Atlanteans, were messing around with astral doorways to different dimensions and things of that nature. So apparently we have our ancestors, some of them, to thank for bringing in some of these dark entities and demons and whatever else from other realms who are now trapped here. Apparently a lot of them were sent back, but not all of them made it. And I'm like this. The Bible talks about these dark beings being here. So they're probably here. When the Bible talks about, don't do like dark magic or black magic, whatever you want to call it, then magic is probably also real too. Which at the end of the day is nothing more than the manipulation of energy, but probably so much as it's for an evil purpose, not really good, because then there's things like The Secret where, God spoke the universe into existence, and that's manipulation of energy. So I'm not exactly sure the fine line in there, but I would just say if you're going to do stuff, don't do it for evil purposes. Just a thought. Don't know what the ramifications are, but I wouldn't. Side on caution. Anyway, so the Atlanteans brought in these other beings and spirits from other places, and there's supposed to be the whole war that happened between here and Mars and all that other stuff, but that's for another time. If I didn't get to it on my Atlantis video, then I apologize, but that's part of it too, which is why you should follow me, because I don't go necessarily always in a straight line, but I get to where I was always meant to go. It's like the TARDIS in Doctor Who. So anyway, these beings came down here. Supposedly they're now on Earth living past lives and existing, learning once again as watchers to live as mankind, to do whatever it is that they do. So now about me. Have I had a past life? I do not 100% know. But what I will say is I've had a lot of dreams where I felt like I was on a different planet maybe, or on Earth in the past. I'm not really sure. It's not really crystal clear. I haven't even thought about most of this since, I was a kid. I've had dreams where I was in a cave once and I was being judged by demons as far as what, like evil monsters and things. I do watch a lot of sci-fi, so I'm not going to say that some of this hasn't probably come from there, but it is what it is. So I don't know for sure, but I've met other people who said they've had past lives, and found out that there's a lot of people out there who have these reoccurring dreams that they can't explain. And, so I've joined a lot of Facebook groups online to basically talk with these other people. Some of them call themselves light workers. I think that's one of the one I'm with. I think another one's like souls from beyond or ancient souls or whatever else. And I don't necessarily believe 100% of everything what everyone's saying in there, because some people are just plain crazy in this world. And other people might mean well. They may not be understanding what they're experiencing. But then there's some that seem pretty legit and genuine. I'd say more than not. And then some people could be just lonely. They're just, needing somewhere to go and talk to. But anyway, I don't know. So this is still ongoing. I will say one time, and some of this, it's hard to prove, but I went to, actually, I was at a party, and they had a free psychic there, and I don't necessarily know if I believe in psychics. Some of them, I believe that the ability for that does exist, so I do believe that it's possible that some people do have this ability. Now, whether or not the person I talked to did or does, I don't know. It could be all part of the hustle of the game. I don't know. I'm a believing skeptic. I like to believe a little, then I'm also skeptical. But anyway, long story short, she read my palm and then did her thing and was like, wow, you have had a past life, and you are very gifted. You are very intuitive and intellectual. And she goes, people are going to be drawn to you, and that you should find other people like you and have, so that you can guide them. You're a guide, and all this other stuff. And I'm listening. I'm like, kind of sounds familiar. And then, of course, we all got to have a little bit of an ego. Yes, that is me. I'm a divine being. I'm the head of the Elohim, and if you're one, find us. Or if I'm the guide. I don't know, but she said my aura was blue, and the reason why that's interesting, I don't know if do I have it here? Is that a friend took a picture of me one time when I was out dancing in the club, and a strange thing happened. The picture highlighted what looks like a blue aura around me. And so I don't know, maybe I'm an indigo child or something like that. But that other people said not only did they see that, but they seen what looked like a demon or some other kind of being watching me angrily in the crowd. I was like, I didn't see that, but that's not cool. So let me just see. I think I have this picture right here. Matter of fact, it just came to mind, so let me just see. Be right back. Be back in 2 and 2. Still here. Do I have the picture? Nope. Oh, it's not there. All right. Sorry. I don't have the picture. But anyway, you get the point. Okay, so at the end of it, she goes, your psychic ability is greater than mine, and you don't know it, and you should join me and discover your abilities. If I have, why have I not won the lottery? Something useful. My hidden ability is taking care of people who are usually down on their luck, and then they end up screwing me over, to which I'm not doing that anymore. And doing a lot of charity work, which technically I guess they'd say that these beings do a lot of charity work too, and get used because they don't know how to say no to people. Interesting. All right. Well, so she said that, and that kind of freaked me out a little bit. It was a little weird. And then I was like, okay, is there anything else you can tell me? Because I'm kind of buying what you're selling, but I need more. And she apparently went into this deep state where I started to kind of like flickering, and she was like, doing something like that. And she goes, this has never happened. Now, this could be part of the scam or to get me to buy something or whatever. I don't know. But she goes, they, apparently beings up there or out there, whatever, won't show me your path, but you have much work to do. All right. So the jury is still out. I don't know. any of you out there who have had a past life, feel anything, a connection or whatnot, I don't know. I guess then contact me and find out. We'll talk. Uh, I don't know, but it's what she told me. So but I didn't join her. I didn't do any of that stuff because, like I said, I'm a believing skeptic. Kind of believed it a little bit, but I don't know what to put into it. But I will say give you one final dream I have had. I was in a place where there was a lot of crystals, and maybe it's from me watching Superman too much, because he's one of my favorites. But I wouldn't tell my roommate that because he's a huge Superman fan, and I like Batman too. But it was in a place where there was a lot of crystals. It was very bright, and everything was very wonderful. It was very nice. Was that heaven? Was it some planet of the Elohim? Was it just a dream? I can't say it was always reoccurring, but I would say I had a similar dream like 3 or 4 times. So I don't know. But I like to keep an open mind on things. So you guys should do the same. So hopefully this didn't freak anybody out. Hopefully you found something interesting and cool about it. I don't know. I just like to keep an open mind. I'm a very spiritual and esoteric person. I believe in energy and the power of the soul and thought and mind in one's words. So if she was right, then I'm going to wish all of you guys a great life and positive energy and blessings. So do your best out there. Like the video, subscribe, and definitely hit the bell button and come back again because we'll have more stories to go over. So that's about it, guys. Thanks much, and I'll catch up with you later. All right, bye.